My name is Darian Brooks, and I'm doing today's Advent reading from the Old Testament book of the prophet Haggai. In the Old Testament book of the prophet Haggai, chapter 1, verses 1 through 15, the Lord commands Haggai to preach to the Hebrews to rebuild his temple, seeing it has fallen into disrepair after a period of neglect. Haggai preaches to the Hebrews, urging them to come out of their homes, gather up as many building materials as they can find, rebuild their temple to God's magnificence, reminiscent of Solomon's temple. When we see our church fall into disrepair, God calls on us to gather together what building materials are available, set aside time from our regular daily routine, rebuild our church to God's specifications, make it a beautiful house of worship. We also rebuild our lives during rebuilding our church. By this, we reconstruct our lives through daily Bible study, prayer, meditation, strengthening our faith, our relationships with God and with each other. The more we rebuild our lives in faith, dedicated hard work, perseverance, patience, the more magnificent our church becomes, like the temple Haggai preached the Hebrews to rebuild. I am also reminded of the story of St. Francis of Assisi and how he obeyed God's call through hearing a crucifix inside a church that was in need of repairs after its own period of neglect. He sells his father's cloth materials, raises more than enough money to rebuild the church through his dedication, perseverance, and continued faith in his Lord. St. Francis may have heard the story of the prophet Haggai and how he obeyed God's command to rebuild his church like Haggai preached to the Hebrews to rebuild their temple. I close with this prayer. Dear Lord, whatever task you give us, our hands will be building materials. Our hearts will set aside days, hours, weeks. You give us a church needing repairs. We hear your command to build. Work hard rebuilding your church. Renew it in your presence. Worship you through our faith. Amen. Thank you very much.